Rome, 100 AD, 1 million people, the greatest city ever built. At its center, an empire stretching from Scotland to Egypt. All roads lead here. The streets of Rome are loud before sunrise. 1 million people demanding to be fed and entertained. The Roman government had one rule for keeping the people happy: bread and circuses, free food, free spectacle, and the greatest circus ever built. Stood at the heart of Rome, the Colosseum. 80,000 seats, 80 arched entrances, built in just 8 years by 100,000 slaves. Today is a game day. The emperor has declared 100 days of games. Today is day 47. Senators in front, equestrians behind, common citizens above, slaves and women at the top. Rome, even in leisure, knows its order. But while Rome fills its seats above, below the arena floor, the real story is beginning. The hypogeum, 2 levels of underground corridors, 80 vertical shafts, lifts powered by counterweights, Rome's greatest stage machinery. In cell 14, a gladiator named Marcus opens his eyes. He was a soldier, captured in the Dacian Wars, sold to a lanista, a gladiator trainer. 3 years ago, he trained at the Ludus Magnus, the great gladiatorial school beside the Colosseum itself. 23 fights, 3 years. He is still breathing. The average gladiator fights 2 or 3 times a year. Of every 10 gladiators who entered the arena in this era, 6 walked out. 4 did not. Today he fights for fight 24. Barley porridge, dried figs, olive oil, the gladiator's diet. It built the strongest bodies in Rome. His lanista visits, the man who owns him, who trained him, who profits when he wins and loses his investment when he dies. His opponent today, Spartax, a Retiarius from Alexandria, undefeated in 11 fights, the crowd's favorite. He kneels before the shrine of Nemesis, goddess of fate, not for victory, for a clean death if today is the day. He rises. He is as ready as he will ever be. The gate is waiting. The preparation chamber, every weapon checked, every strap tested. The armorer who makes a mistake answers for it. First, the greave on the left leg, bronze over leather. It will stop a trident point, probably. The manica, a segmented arm guard on the sword arm. Iron rings on leather. It moves with him, but protects like stone. The scutum, a rectangular shield 4 feet tall. 40 pounds of laminated wood, leather, and bronze. His wall, the gladius. 22 inches of Spanish steel, not for slashing, for thrusting. 1 precise movement. That is all it takes. The helmet, bronze, fully enclosed face, small eye grills. It protects everything and suffocates slowly in summer heat. The helmet comes down. The world becomes a narrow grill. Sound becomes muffled. He breathes differently now. He is no longer Marcus. He is a Murmillo, a type, a role, a weapon the crowd has paid to see. Across the corridor, Spartax is also being armed. Net, trident, shoulder guard. Almost no armor. Speed is his shield. Murmillo versus Retiarius. The match was designed for drama. Heavy armor against almost none. Defense against speed. Endurance against cunning. Before the arena, the pompa, the gladiatorial parade through Rome's streets. The crowd cheers before a drop of blood is spilled. Some gladiators are celebrities. Their faces on oil lamps. Their names carved in graffiti on Rome's walls. Most Romans think gladiators are slaves. The truth, half of them volunteered, signed a contract, chose the arena for fame and pay. The contract said, you accept to be burned, bound, beaten, and killed by the sword. In exchange, money, fame, and meals. Why would anyone choose this? Because in Rome, a successful gladiator earned more in one fight than a soldier in a year. Women threw themselves at famous gladiators, senators' wives, merchants' daughters. The arena created Rome's first celebrities. The school had its own doctors. Galen, who would become history's greatest physician, treated gladiators early in his career. The pompa ends. They return beneath the arena. The corridor to the gate is 30 meters long. He has walked it 23 times. He can hear the crowd above through the stone. 50,000 people. The vibration travels through the floor into his boots. The iron gate at the end of the corridor begins to rise. Blinding light floods in. He takes one breath. He steps into the light. The sound hits him like a wall. This is what Rome sounds like when it wants blood. The sand is not sand. It is a mixture of sand and sawdust, designed to absorb blood without becoming slippery. Looking up, the Colosseum is 4 stories tall. The top seats are so high. Tier 1, senators in marble thrones. Tier 2, equestrians. Tier 3, common men. Tier 4. The imperial box glows with gold. Emperor Trajan, conqueror of Dacia, sits where gods would sit. The editor, the man who organized and paid for these games, sits near the emperor. Both gladiators raise their weapons to the imperial box. The crowd rises. The ancient words ring out across the stone. Ave Imperator, morituri te salutant. We who are about to die salute you. Then they turn toward each other. A summa rudis, referee, stands between them. He will enforce the rules. Even here, Rome has rules. The staff drops. The fight begins. The crowd releases 50,000 breaths at once. Spartax throws the net immediately. A feint. He wants to read the Murmillo's reaction before committing. Marcus reads the feint perfectly. He has faced Retiarius before. The net is the bluff. They circle. The crowd wants blood immediately. They are getting something rarer. A master class in survival. The trident lunges. 3 points, seeking gaps in the shield wall. Marcus deflects with the scutum edge. The third thrust finds a gap between shield edge and arm. First blood falls onto the sand. When Roman blood hits Roman sand, 50,000 mouths open. The sound shakes the stone walls. Marcus feels the wound. Not panic, calculation. How deep? How much movement lost? He charges. Not running, controlled aggression. The heavy Murmillo closing distance is a different problem for the Retiarius. The crowd loves this shift. They chant, they stamp. The Colosseum vibrates with human desire for the outcome. The Retiarius steps back. His heel finds the arena wall. Nowhere left to go. Wall at his back. Shield coming toward him. Spartax has one option left, the cast net. He throws the net at maximum range. It spreads wide. For a second, it seems to swallow the Murmillo entirely. The net catches the helmet crest. Marcus stops moving. For 3 seconds, he is wrapped in bronze and rope. Spartax drives the trident at the exposed left leg, the only unarmored point he can reach. Marcus drops to one knee. The trident scrapes the greave, saved by the bronze. The net tears free. From one knee, he drives the scutum forward, shield into body. Spartax goes backward into the sand. The gladius is out. The Retiarius is on his back. The Murmillo stands over him. The crowd goes silent. In the Colosseum, silence is the loudest sound. 80,000 people holding their breath together. Spartax raises his index finger. The ancient signal. Spare me. I surrender. I have fought with honor. The crowd begins to signal. Thumbs turned, cloth waved, screaming in 2 directions. Rome argues with itself. Trajan rises from the golden chair. The crowd stills immediately. One man, one decision, one empire. The emperor reads the crowd. This is politics. The crowd wants mercy today. The crowd fed Trajan's glory. He feeds theirs. The emperor extends his hand, thumb turned. The crowd erupts. Spartax lives. The Murmillo steps back. He does not kill. The code of the arena. Once the emperor speaks, the fighter obeys. Spartax rises from the sand. He walks to the gate, defeated but alive. In Rome, living to fight another day is its own victory. Marcus stands alone in the center of the arena. 80,000 people are chanting his name. They bring the palm branch, the golden crown, the purse of gold coins, and then the thing he has been waiting 3 years for, the rudis, a wooden sword. In Rome, this is the most powerful object a man can hold. It means he is free. He has survived 24 fights across 3 years. He is free. The crowd gives him a standing ovation that shakes the stone. He walks toward the gate, each step taking him further from the arena that tried 24 times to kill him. He won. Today, the Colosseum still stands in the center of Rome. 2,000 years later, it is the most visited monument on Earth. 2/3 of the original Colosseum was stripped for marble and stone after the fall of Rome. What remains? In the Middle Ages, a noble family moved into the Colosseum and made it a fortress. Rome turned its arena into a castle. The great earthquake of 1349 collapsed the entire southern third of the Colosseum. What fell was immediately quarried for the new city. In 1749, Pope Benedict XIV declared the Colosseum sacred because of the Christian martyrs who died there. Did Christians really die in the Colosseum? Modern historians say probably not in large numbers. The martyrdom tradition is mostly legend. Every year, 7 million people visit the Colosseum, more than any other monument in Europe. Why? What are they really looking for? Perhaps we recognize something in Rome's hunger for spectacle. We still fill stadiums. We still choose champions. Every modern sport descends in some way from what Rome perfected: the mass spectacle, the champion, the stadium. We still use Roman words for what happens in arenas. Arena, Latin for sand. Spectacle, gladiator. Since 1900, more than 100 films have been made about gladiators in ancient Rome. The obsession never stopped. Rome built the template for everything that came after: architecture, law, language, religion, government, and the spectacle. And the gladiator, despised and adored, enslaved and famous, expendable and irreplaceable, gave Rome its most human moment. When 50,000 Romans chose to let a man live, they were making a statement about what humanity preferred. Marcus, the man in cell 14 who opened his eyes before dawn, is remembered by no history book. No inscription bears his name. He was ordinary. But his survival, one ordinary man against the machine of Rome, is the most human story the Colosseum ever contained. The sand of the Colosseum remembered everything: every drop of blood, every victory, every last breath. The sand was the true record of Rome. If you visit the Colosseum today and stand in the arena, you are standing where Marcus stood, where the crowd roared. Ancient Rome, 100 AD, a man in a cell opened his eyes. By afternoon, he was free. 1 century, 1 story. Walked. This is CenturyWalk. Every century has a story. Walk it.